distinguished colleague from Tonga and the United Nations has summarized some of the reasons it has to be transformed. Oceans are rising, glaciers are melting, climate's changing, species are going extinct. Half the world lives in severe poverty, while 8 individuals own as much wealth as that half of the world. This is a system that's a failure. And I think it's a type of capitalism that I call predatory capitalism. It's a capitalism that's based on destroying the earth, basically destroying the resources upon which the system itself depends. And it's also based on warfare, or the threat of warfare. Let's face it, in my country, the United States, a huge part of our budget goes to killing people or threatening to kill people. This isn't working. Yes, we've created amazing science, technology, medicine, art, incredible things have grown out of this capitalistic system that we've had for the last decades. But now it's come to a point of deep imbalance. It's not working. It's not working for Tonga. It's not working for so much of the world's population. It's what I call a death economy, an economy that's based on destroying the resources upon which it depends. And we must move into what I refer to as a life economy, an economy that actually pays to clean up pollution. Imagine if my country, the United States, instead of hiring Raytheon and General Dynamics and other corporations to make instruments of killing, missiles and warfare instruments, what if we got them to make equipment for mining all the plastic that's floating in the oceans, cleaning up all the oil that's been spilled in every oil site in the world, including every gas station. So we can pay to clean up pollution. We can create an economic system that regenerates destroyed environments, and it has totally new technologies for energy, transportation, communications, so that we don't ravage the earth anymore. We recycle, we rebuild. And this not only is where we can go, it's where we must go. So at the last session, which was on uncertainty in the global economy, what I heard expressed was a lot of short-term certainty that we're beyond a period of turmoil, we're moving into a period of greater stability and economic growth, but that's short-term. In the long term, we must confront the fact that we have created a system on this planet which is driving our fragile space station, Earth, toward destruction. And we must change it. And as I've been here in Kazakhstan, and just before this I was at the Economic Forum in St. Petersburg, Russia, heard the Secretary General of the United Nations speak there, and President Putin, and here I just met with the Prime Minister. I've spent time with your remarkable Professor Vysakov, who's written amazing articles about the economy here. What I'm seeing here in this city and in this country is an opportunity to think beyond, to think in new ways. And I also find that in Ecuador, where I spend a lot of time, and in Guatemala, and in Tonga, and we find it all over the world. But we find it especially amongst the developing countries, the emerging nations. And I think this is a very, very, very exciting time, where we are coming to the realization as human beings that we have a role to play on this planet, and we haven't been playing it very well in the last decades. We've created this predatory economic system that is consuming itself into extinction. We must transform capitalism to be inclusive and sustainable. We must create an economic system that is itself a renewable resource. And I find great optimism by being amongst all of you here, by this forum, by the one I just was at in St. Petersburg, Russia, that people are coming together from all over the world to understand this. And my hat is off to all of us here for participating in this, and to realize that no matter how good things are beginning to look, oh yes, the economy is becoming more stable, it's growing, we're seeing growth in Asia, we're seeing growth all over, that we must see that structurally we cannot continue on a path that constantly destroys the resources upon which our whole system is based. That we can move into a new system that's very, very exciting and can be very beautiful. And I would just end by saying that interesting to have been at an economic forum in St. Petersburg, which I consider to be a jewel of the past. Incredible architecture, museum, art, reflecting the past, and now we're in Astana, which is a jewel of the future. This is a very futuristic city, and I think it truly looks to the future, and we must all look to the long-term future, not just the short-term future. Thank you very much.